everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful border to put around any of your projects. This, if in case you're wondering, is my ruffling layers tutorial. In case you want that, I will link that down below. It is a really beautiful pattern, that one, and it looks really nice once it's worked up. So I'm going to turn this so that you can see the border a little better. So the border consists of 4 separate rows. So we've got our row of double crochets around the whole project, and then we've got rows of V-stitches, then we've got our points, and then I've done a contrasting colour around as well just to finish it off. You can use a different colour for every single row if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do it the same as I've done here. I'm going to use one colour for the first 3 rows and then my contrasting colour just for the final row. But as I say, if you wanted to do every single row in a different colour, you obviously can, and it would look equally as gorgeous. So let's get started. I'm just going to do it very quickly round this V-stitch that I've not worked on for months and months and months. And I'm just going to start with a double crochet border all the way around. And if you're not sure how to do that, then I do have a separate tutorial which I will link below. So you'll want to nip and watch that first and complete a double crochet border, that's UK double, all the way around your project, and then that is where I will meet you once you have done your double crochet border. Okay, so once you're at the point, once you've done your double crochet border all the way around, we are going to, if you're attaching a new colour, then you can attach literally anywhere along the row that you like. I did actually snip off mine because I didn't go all the way around for this sample. So I've just tied on. Now, and this is now going to be our row of V-stitches. So if you've just slip stitched into the very first double that you did to finish off your double crochet section of your border, then you will just chain up from wherever you've joined. But I'm just going to chain 3. So that counts as 1 treble, that's UK treble. And then we want to chain 2, which would be the chain space in the middle of our V. And then you're going to go back into that very same chain space that you've just come up from and do a treble. So yarn over, insert back into that very same space, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So that has given us our very first V, as you can see. We're then going to skip over some stitches on the first row. So we're going to skip 3 stitches now. So we're going to skip 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to work another V-stitch into that 4th chain. So you want to yarn over, insert into that 4th chain along, yarn over and pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, you want to chain 2, and then go back into that very same chain and do another treble into that very same chain space. So now we've got 2 V's. And then again, you're going to skip 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then a V into that 4th stitch. Chain 2, and a treble back into that same space. And you're going to continue doing that all the way around, but if you want to, just meet me once you get to your first corner and we will do the corner section together. So you carry that on until you get to your corner, doing your V with the chain 2 in the middle, and then skip 3 and then another V into the 4th stitch. So you can see I'm just getting near to my corner section now. And to go around the corner, I just like to put the stitches a little bit closer together so that the work doesn't start to curl over. So instead of skipping 3 stitches, we're only going to skip 2 stitches as we go around the corner. So we're going to skip 1 and 2, and we're going to do our V into the third stitch instead this time. Chain 2, complete your V. And again, I'm going to skip 2 instead of 3, so I'm going to skip 1 and 2. I'm going to skip 1, 2, and then a V into the third again instead of skipping 3. We're only going to skip 2 when we go around the corner. So it's usually the first 3 as I go around the corner. So all my V's are spaced out, but then the 3 V's as we go around the corner, I will only skip 2. So I will do 1, 2, and then I'll do one final one where I only skip 2 stitches, just so that it doesn't pull my work up at all, because I don't want my edges curling inwards. So we've now gone around the corner and you can see that that still lies perfectly flat. It's not curling up. So I know that that will be fine for when we go for the next round. So you need to complete that now all the way around by doing your V's and missing 3. And on each corner for 3 V stitches you will only skip 2. So I will meet you in just a minute when we finish off this round. Now getting back towards where we started from, and I'm just going to have a little look at the stitches that I have got left. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 stitches that haven't been worked into yet. So obviously knowing the numbers that I'm going to be skipping and things, I'm going to actually skip 1, 2, 3 as normal, and then I'm going to work my stitches, my V stitch, sorry, into this stitch as normal. And it just means that when we close these together, we will just have 4 stitches instead of 3 that we've skipped, but that will be absolutely fine. And to finish off this row where we started from, we initially did a chain 3 that counted as a treble, and then our chain 2. So we just want to find that third stitch from the bottom, so 1, 2 and 3, and we're just going to slip stitch into that third chain. So that now we have got our little row of V stitches that we will work into now. So to start this next round, you will have obviously slip stitched into the chain here, so you just want to slip stitch over into the center of the chain space of the V, and then we're going to chain 3, and it's at this point now that we're going to be making these point bits here. So we've done our V's and now we're going to do our points. So we've chained 3, and then you want to do 2 more trebles into that same chain space. So yarn over and insert, that's 1 treble and 2 trebles. So we've got a chain 3 which counts as a treble, and then 2 more trebles. We're then going to chain 3, and then back into that very same chain space we're going to do 3 trebles again. So into that same space that we were in a moment ago, I'm going to do 3 trebles. That's 1, 2, and 3. So that is our first little section of our peaks, and then we are going to skip over an entire V. So obviously your V's are all in a line here, we've worked into this one, we're going to skip this next one completely and go into the next one along. So you're going to skip a whole V stitch, and then into that next one you're going to do the exact same thing, so 3 trebles, 1, 2 and 3. You then want to chain 3 again and 3 trebles back into that same V space. 1, 2 and 3. So you can see we've got our peak here, we've skipped a stitch, a V space, and then our peak again. And we're going to keep doing that all the way around. But when you get to your corner, you will do exactly the same thing. You're not going to skip any more or any less or anything like that. You will literally skip your stitch and work your peak into the one after the one that you've skipped. So skip one and work your peak. I'm going a little bit faster now purely so that I can show you as we go around the corner. And then back into that same space, you will do your next set of 3. You can see now how they are looking as we're working our way around. Obviously I'm at the corner. You can see that I've pretty much worked into a corner V here. We still want to skip over this next treble, this next V stitch, but we want to get around the corner quite smoothly. So when you get to your corner, like I am here, you will do as normal, but to get around the corner, we're just going to put a chain 1 in between so that we can get over to that next one. So you still want to skip over one, but you're just going to pop one little chain in between your clusters that you're doing, and it just helps to pull it around that corner a little easier without it curling up. So you can see we've gone around the corner in the same way. It's just we've added a chain 1 to skip over that stitch. It just helps keeping your work nice and flat as we go around. So if you want to continue that now all the way around by skipping your V-stitch and working your peak just like we have been doing, and remember on your corner one just add a little chain 1 in between, and I will see you when you get back round towards where we started from. So I'm now back to where I started from, and I'm lucky in the sense that it's worked out that I can skip over this V and then slip stitch into the top of that first chain 3. However, if when you get to the end you have to work into the stitch right next to the one that you've already done, that's fine as well. You can just skip over, work into the final one here, and then slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. It just means your peak on this particular one won't be quite as defined as all of the others, but it won't be too noticeable. So you're just going to slip stitch into the top of that initial chain 3. And then now if you're using your contrasting yarn for your very final row, then you want to attach that now. So I'm going to attach it into the top of one of these trebles. So you can attach it into the top of any treble on the way around. Oops. And I'm going to tie mine on. I'm going to yarn over and pull up, and I'm going to go straight into the top of that next treble along and yarn over and pull up and do a double, and I will finish this one off when we get back to the other side. So you're going to do a double crochet. So remember, this is UK terms, so UK double into the top of each of your trebles, and then into this chain space here you're going to put 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3, and then you're going to put 1 double crochet into the top of each of these 3 trebles. Remember, the very first stitch is almost hidden, it's right here, so make sure that you work into that stitch and then into the top of the next and into the top of the next, and that has gone around our very first peak. And then you're going to skip across to the top of the next treble. So 1, 2, oops, and 3, and then your 3 doubles into that chain space, and then work your way back down, doing 1 double into the top of each of those trebles. And then again back up in the exact same way. And then you're back to your 3 doubles into that chain space. So this final bit is nice and simple. You're not having to count or anything like that. You're just putting 1 double crochet into the top of each treble and then working your chain space. Now I'm at the corner and I've remembered that I did a chain 1 in this space, so I am going to do a double into that chain 1 space, because if I just skipped over it, it would make it curl up a little. So make sure wherever you've done your chain 1 on your corner that you put a double crochet into that space as well. And then working my way back up my trebles, and you're just going to do this all the way around. Once you get back towards where you started from, you will just slip stitch into that very first double crochet. So I'm just getting back to where we started from originally. I've done my final double into the top of this treble, and then you can remember when I joined at the beginning, I was in that second treble along, so I need to make sure that I do that last treble, and then I'm just going to insert my hook into the top of that first double that we did just here. I'm going to slip stitch, so I'm going to yarn over and pull through both, and then I'm going to do a little chain 1, snip off and pull that out and tighten it up, and that there is our really beautiful border. It's really simple, but it looks so pretty and so effective. Gives a nice almost lacy finish to your work. So that is it for this tutorial. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and please remember to tag me on Instagram in any of your projects that you make from my tutorials. I really do enjoy seeing those, and I'm going to start sharing a few of them every now and again as well. So the link for that is down in the description as well. But that is it, and I will see you for another tutorial very soon. But thanks as always for watching. Bye for now.